No recourse to public funds, or NRPF, is an immigration condition that means that you cannot access certain public funds that are included in a specific list of the Home Office unless very specific exceptions. For example, on student visas, also people on graduate visas, people that may be here on spouse or partner visas, on working visas, and also their dependents, which means family members and children. And people seeking asylum will also have no recourse to public funds as a condition. The No Recourse North East Partnership is a working group set up in 2014, and the main objective of the partnership is to make sure that people from ethnic minority communities that have no recourse to public funds have access to quality advice and are not left at risk of destitution and homelessness without accessing this quality advice.
When I first saw an NRPF on my visa, I thought, just like most other people, I thought that there is no help available at all. However, after living here for some time, I have learned that there is some help available, but I still feel it's not enough for us. It makes me feel insecure, fearful. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. In case anything goes wrong, there is no help available. Most immigrants who come here come to make their dreams come true. They come here to study, to find their dream jobs, and they're happy, and they're usually very hardworking people. But it's only when something goes wrong, you are in need of help. For example, domestic abuse, illnesses. This is the time when help is required, but they're denied access to help because of their status.
Well, it affected me badly, not only mentally, but also it affected my studies because I came here as international student. So it affected my grades, and it affected my mental health, that I went to severe depression. I was married that time, but I couldn't continue my relationship, so there was a breakdown. So that was really hard time for me, and I didn't get any support relevant to accommodation or my fees, so it was very challenging for me.
There are a couple of key barriers for people with NRPF accessing the support that they're entitled to. The first one is that it's not always clear which funds are actually categorized as public funds. And the second barrier is that the statutory provision to prevent destitution is perceived as specialized knowledge, when knowledge about people with NRPF and their rights should really be the standard for staff both in the public sector and in the third sector.
Okay, NRPF affected my life in the fact that when I came in, I wasn't able to get a permanent job because my child was young. He's just about 2 years plus, and I found out on the council site that you could get in a child of 2+ into the nursery, but having checked, I discovered that there were so many complications to that. One, I had to be qualified to get support, financial support, which I didn't get, so that cut me off entirely. So I think that's one way it affected me, and that made it impossible for me to be able to get a permanent job, so.
Let me say, back in my home country, I was a civil engineer, started, and I rose through the rank to being a project manager. Then coming here to the UK, I wanted a bigger aspect of my life to change. And also being a single dad, I felt I would get more comfortable and have more protection for my daughter. I have to survive being a chef. I've been a chef for 2 years. It's tough getting engineering jobs here in the UK, and spent a lot of pounds to get here, a lot. And now it's still just surviving.
I like to see more of equalities. Since people pay equal taxes from their salaries, I wish to see equal benefits in times of emergencies. I wish the government could expand access to benefits, even for people with no recourse to public funds if they were in some kind of crisis situation. I wish children are not discriminated against this. it affects their childhood. I believe children are children. They should have equal rights irrespective of their parents' visa status.
And for people with NRPF, we also need to know our rights. We need to know what we're entitled to, and we need to share this knowledge as much as possible. We shouldn't be put off by stigma or by hostile environment policies or by perception of others thinking that we came to take advantage. We know who we are, we know why we're here, we're building our lives just as others would. And we need to share this knowledge and really make sure that we are also able to name these rights. Because there might come a point when we are in trouble and we need to know as well what we're entitled to. A key point to repeat is that, again, most people will not need to access public funds and won't be in a position that they need the support. But what we must all work towards in Scotland, it's a more humane, a more compassionate system in which when things go wrong, people have a place to go and ask for support, to go and ask for advice, and they receive quality support and advice. And we can all work towards that. Public sector, third sector, civil society, it's everyone's responsibility.